Hi guys, it is me, Stace. Today I want to share with you this really cute Easter Bunny petal box. Look how cute he is with a little cotton ball tail on the back. Now we're going to be cutting him out using the Silhouette Cameo machine. That's where I got this file from. But I will also have a link below to Lori Whitlock's blog to where you're able to download the same file here and then cut it out with your Cricut Explorer machine. Really, really cute. He opens up from the top like this. And then this one opens up as well. And you're able to fit in there, a few small, maybe Hershey Kisses or little candy nuggets. I love that the treat box, you're able to access the treats without destroying the box. That's a really big pet peeve of mine. So the kids can get the treat out in there and they still have the really cute box. Now you may recognize the shape of the box. This is actually called the Curvy Keepsake box, and Stampin' Up! Has a die. If you have their current catalog on page 171, they have the Curvy Keepsake box Thinlet. And that makes this size box here, and you can see it's pretty much identical to this. But this one here only comes in one size. You can't readjust it. This one you're able to make it be this small like I did here, to where it's about 2 by 2 and fit 4 of them on a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, or make them as little or as big as you want. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the Cameo software. I'll share with you guys the software, cutting it, and then we'll come back and put this one guy together. Alright guys, here we are at the computer. I have the Silhouette Studio software opened. Now you may be looking at this thinking, wow, there's a lot going on. You may find it kind of intimidating, but it actually is pretty easy to use. You'll see toolbars here, here, and then also over here. Whenever you take your mouse and hover over any of those images, it'll tell you what that image or what that function does. So there is a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, you're going to be a pro. Now the one thing I do love about the Silhouette Studio software is that you do not have to have internet access to use the machine or the software. You would only need the internet to download an image from the design store. I'm going to take you guys there now. I click on the little S over here. This is what the design store looks like, or the design, the design space image library in the Cricut. Now these 4 buttons here are always here, letting you know there's daily deals, subscribe and save. There's always a free design of the week, and then they have their ready-made projects here. I'm going to go to the subscribe and save so you can see how the monthly plan kind of works with this software. Now there's a few options on how you can pick these out. There's $9.99 per month. What that gives you is $20 in monthly credits. Whatever you don't use will roll over to the next month. So you have basic, deluxe, then you have premium, and then diamond, and you can see the prices increase as you go up. I honestly think the basic for $10 a month is fine for me. I hardly ever use those credits, and like I said, whatever I don't use will roll over. So you just go down here and choose your starting date, enter in your payment, and then you review and confirm, and you're good to go. All right, let's go up here and go to Designs. So here we have the image library. Like I said, very similar to the Cricut. You're able to search for something here. What I do like over here is the filter box. Just like on Design Space, you have the little funnel. You can choose by cut type, category, artist, or license type. I always like going to the 3D crafts. I'm going to click on that. You'll see it kind of load up here. I can close that out. Now it gives me it shows me all the 3D crafts there is. And there's a whole lot of them. The other nice thing I will say with Silhouette Studio is that their designs seem to be trendy. Like what's current now, they do have in their store. Right, let me take you to the library so we can start on a little project. My library's a little book. The other thing I really, really love about this software is the ability to make folders. That is crucial. I do love that feature a lot. You're able to organize. You can have as many folders as you want. You can have subcategories and then more subcategories. We're going to go to my 3D category, and we're going to go down to Holidays and click on Easter. And this is the box we're making, the Easter Bunny Petal box. You see all your images here show up in color. Some of them will show up in color in your mat, some of them will not. I'm going to double click this guy here, and now you see him on our screen. Now what I'm going to do first is go over here and open up my cut setting window so I'm able to reveal my cutting mat. There's a little slider here so you can make it be light or dark. I'm going to click on this. The image comes in all grouped. Now I want the body of my box to be about 6 by 6. So I'm going to go ahead and use little handles and kind of fit my box up here in the top left and just count the squares. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can make them a tad bit bigger. Okay, so I think he's about 6 by 6 there. I'm going to click on them again, right click to ungroup them. Right click, ungroup. There we go. Now separate the pieces. So here I have another white piece. I can put that over here. Bring my black piece down. My other white piece I can kind of tuck in right here. And then this little tail piece can go over there. My pink will go on this side. Okay, so there's how my mat will look. I'm going to go over here and click on the button that says Send to Silhouette. And over here, you're able to adjust your cut settings down here, just like you would with the custom dial setting, but there's no custom. You kind of have to go in here and guess, okay, whether you're using cardstock or vinyl, and it would give you the recommended settings here, but we're just using regular cardstock. I'm going to load up my mat to match my paper here. Take you guys on the tripod, let you see the Cameo in action. Now, I will warn you, it is a very loud machine. So give me a second to get that loaded up, and I'll take you guys over to the software. Alrighty guys, here we are at the machine. I wanted to have you see that first before we cut with it. And like I said, I do have the regular Cameo that's been out for a number of years. My mat is already loaded with my paper placed on there, how I did it with the studio software. You'll see their mats, unlike the Cricut mats, are clear. I know some people don't like them. They find the mat to be very flimsy. I like the mat, actually. I love the fact that it's really bendable and it's pliable. The mat is pretty sticky like it would be with a brand new Cricut mat. And whenever your mat loses its stickiness or the tackiness here, you're able to restick that as well. Alright, there's what the blade housing looks like. I love that you're able to just turn this little guy here, bring out your blade, and then all your settings as far as the blade pressure are right there. Then you have your LCD screen. Your enter button is for your load and unload mat, your directional buttons, and then your on or your pause button and your power button. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause, send the design to the machine so you guys can hear that cut. And like I said, it's pretty loud. It's going to sound like a bad horror movie, but it does cut really well, so stay tuned. Okay, there it is cutting. Kind of loud, right? And the LCD screen there says working. It's all done. It'll go back up to where it started, and then just hit the E there to unload it, and we're good to go. Okay, let's get the table and put our little basket together. Alright guys, everything went and cut out. We're going to take everything off our mat. So I think it does a really good job cutting. Like, that's why I won't do a review or a comparison between the two, this one and the Cameo or the Cricut. Only because it's really unfair. I think it's just a personal preference. If you like this machine, you're going to think this one's great. If you like the other one, you're going to think that one's great. Alright, I'm going to take this guy off as well. Alright, so we have that piece, our little ears, and the nose. And the cardstock I'm using, the white is Walmart brand, the Georgia Pacific cardstock. And the black, I want to say, is Michael's brand. And the pink is just some, I don't even know, just one I had laying around, I guess, in my stash. Okay, go ahead and set the mat aside. Alright, looks like all of our pieces cut out except for one little eye there. Let's go ahead and poke that guy out. Okay, now with the Cameo, it's going to give you little dash marks here, letting you know where to score it. Just kind of fold that down. And just a cute little box. Alright, we're going to fold this one down that way. And this one that way. Now they had a piece of, I had a piece of cardstock cut out. I'm actually going to be using construction paper. I found the cardstock a tad bit too thick to go behind that piece. I'm just going to lay this down here real quick and just trace this out in construction paper. This goes behind it where we are able to see the eyes. Okay, we're going to flip them over, put some glue on his face here, and I'm using the art glitter glue. You can get that on Amazon or at maymaymadeit.com. Alrighty, let's lay our little piece of construction paper back there. Perfect. Okay, now we have his little nose. I seem to have lost that little piece. Oh, there it is, way over there. Okay. Little dollop of glue right there in the middle for the nose. Of course, you can always go in there and add a mouth if you want to as well. Use my spatula here to kind of place that down there. And you know, once you have the basic shape like this, you know, you're always able to go in there and hide contour the face out and just use the box and make it be any way you want. All right, I'm going to take a pen or a pencil and just kind of roll these to kind of curl them up a little bit. And his face as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring these two pieces over like that. And then this one comes over like that. And that's going to create your basic box. So cute. And like I said, I love the size of this. I mean, so many little trinkets can fit in there. It probably even like a little ring box would fit in there as well. If you look on YouTube for Kirby keepsake boxes, you're going to see people make this box in a gazillion of things. Really, really talented people out there on YouTube. All right, let's do his ears. Or her ears, I should say. A little bit of glue on that one. And I'm going to line it up with that little score mark right there. Done. And in this one. So cute. And like I said, there's so many designs on YouTube or ideas for this type of box, whether you're using this box here from the Cameo or, you know, the SVG file that you guys can have, or the Kirby keepsake die. All right, that's the tail. I'm going to get and stick a little cotton ball on that. And let that kind of set up while we're finishing the ears off. All right, so the ears, we're going to go ahead and score them back. There's a score mark already there. And fold that one down. Put some glue on this one. Then you're going to place that on top of the box. Just like that. Just give that glue a second to grab. Stick my finger in there. Okay, that ear's on there. Looking like a bunny. Yeah, so the Silhouette software is not really hard to figure out. Like I said, I'm a button pusher. I just go in there and push buttons, and there are so many videos on, or there's so many tutorials on YouTube. You know, like walkthroughs on it, but it really is a fun little software to use just for something different, you know. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is. Oh, that's so cute. All right, let's go ahead and put the tail on. And he shall be done, or she shall be done. Little cotton tail on the back. Didn't that go together easy? The machine's loud though, isn't it? Yeah, I remember I turned it on not too long ago to test it out. My husband's like, I think the machine's broke. I'm like, nope, it's always been that loud. But there you have it. How fun is that little box? And there's that one there. Aren't they adorable? I separated his ears are a tad bit too far apart, but I think either way they're really, really cute. There you have it, guys. A design with the Silhouette Cameo machine. Any questions at all, please let me know. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.